Let me tell you a story. Back when I was a kid, I really wanted to learn how to mix vocals because it seemed to be the one thing that would finally get my vocals sounding good. And oh boy, was I wrong. Well, slightly. You see, mixing vocals is just one aspect of it, but there's also recording, mixing, mastering, how you actually rap, automation, the beat, etc. There were so many things that I wasn't ready to accept that I didn't know yet. That being said, in this video, I want to talk about how I've managed to get an extremely professional sound out of my USB mic to make something that initially was about $200 sound like it was recorded in Abbey Road or it was recorded in a $1 million studio. And I've got a Blue Yeti X. It's like just the improved version of a Blue Yeti. Now, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I don't actually think it matters what mic you have, so long as you know how to mix. If I were to give you a definition of mixing, it would just be cleaning up your vocal. That's like the most fundamental, basic explanation I could give. The mix is basically just meant to clean up everything, clean up a bad recording, or clean up everything. And yeah, that's literally it. Mixing is cleaning up everything, and then there's this thing called mastering afterwards, which then gives it that final oomph. Right now, let me just demonstrate the difference between mixing and mastering. So this is what, okay, so this is my project here, right? This is what it sounds like without all my vocal presets, yeah? So boom, 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 and yeah, okay, so this is what it sounds like without my vocal presets and my mixing.
Was it fate? Was it that?
I just called to say that I miss you.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh, no. You better not break my heart. I don't really know where to start. Cambridge, go, she looks so smart.
Okay, so that was that without all the presets. Now when I turn it on, this is what something would sound like if it was mixed.
I just called to say that I miss you.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh, no. You better not break my heart. I don't really know where to start. Cambridge, go, she looks so smart.
And then the final thing is that once we've mastered it, it will basically sound like this. And it just gives it that final professional oomph. Like, let me show you. Let me play this song from the start, and I'll play it from start to finish. I promise you, you will be vibing by the end of this.
You have 1 new voice message.
Hey, I feel kind of dumb, but I just called to say that I miss you.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh, no. You better not break my heart. I don't really know where to start. Cambridge, go, she looks so smart. Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh, no. You better not break my heart. I don't really know where to start. Cambridge, go, she looks so smart. All of my exes want me back, they sending me X and O's. They want the one, so I'm saying no. I want a one followed by a million O's. Julia or not, 1 in a million, 1 in a bazillion. Like that song from Neo. So sick of love songs right now. Got a million emotions right now. 5'5" and a perfect waist. She got some fashion, she got good taste. I ain't really gonna hate, I just wanna know, are you gonna let that go to waste? Looks, personality is matching. One of the girls that I find attractive. Hard to decide cause I got options. Baby, let's make it happen. Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh, no. You better not break my heart. I don't really know where to start. Cambridge, go, she looks so smart. Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh, no. You better not break my heart. I don't really know where to start. Cambridge, go, she looks so smart.
You have 1 new voice message.
Hey, I feel kind of dumb, but I just called to say that I miss you.
By the way, if you want an infinite preset pack, a mindsets course, and a full mixing mastery course teaching you how to mix, how to master, alongside with exclusive bonuses like the 10-minute master, preset cheat sheets, literal project files you can practice on, and a guide to get you into the music industry, all for a one-time payment, check the top link in the description, and you'll be able to unlock the fastest path to professional vocals in FL Studio. Thank you for your time, and let's get back to the video. Oh my god, we're actually going to speed run the underground with this song, but anyway, it's such a goated beat. But bro, I'm only 18 and I can sound like this, so as you can see, there's a lot of levels to this. You have to, one, get a good foundation of a good recording. Secondly, you need to know how to mix without absolutely ruining your vocal. And three, you want to know how to master. I'm actually going to give away all these vocal presets. It's going to be in my school community in the link in the description. But let's basically go over these three right now. I'm basically just going to break down everything that I did to get such a clean mix and master and recording. And yeah, so let's start off with recording. When it came to recording, I made sure that my performance was good. So every single line that I wrote were the same syllables so that my flow actually sounded good. One thing I found is that if I actually copied flows from other famous rappers, if I just took their lines and then slightly adjusted like the wording at the end, I could then start to stack those on top of each other, and then it would make my own bars. And I'd actually start to sound really good. And it took me a lot of time, but then that's how I originally learned how to make rap songs. Now, that's one thing. And another thing I did was I made sure that there was no background noise whatsoever. I know, wait, oh god, I'm crackling up now. I'm crackling up now. What is going on right now? Buffer length is shit. Okay. And so what I did first was I turned down the gain on my mic pretty much all the way down, and this made sure that the mic was not only picking up my voice and nothing else, but it was also making sure that no reflections, no reverby stuff was happening in my vocals. The second thing I did was I put a soundproof ball over my microphone. This basically isolates the sound even further. This one product that I've got, this is called Sub-Zero ISO Ball. It mimics a soundproof room, but it's basically just one ball and it goes over your microphone. Yeah, and honestly, it's really, really, really cool. And the third thing that I did was I ensured that I was close to the microphone, but it was about a telephone gesture away. If you put your hand between you and the mic and just make a little telephone gesture, that's basically like how far away you want to be. It ensures that you've basically got a safe distance away from your mic, so then your mic doesn't really start distorting or anything like that, because we've all heard those gaming people who just like rage where the microphone just distorts and everything like that. And while it's really funny in gaming, it's shit in FL for recording. And the fourth problem that I actually found was that my headphone wire was actually making a lot of background noise, rattling around a lot, so it would make this noise. Well, wait, let me just turn the mic gain up real quick. It would be making like this noise. And while I'm recording, like, that's not very good. So what I found was that putting on a jumper and tucking my headphone wire underneath my jumper to feed through to my earphones actually meant that the wire was very close to me and it didn't rattle around as much anymore. And with that, I was able to get such a clean signal that mixing vocals just became super easy. And one big mistake I see artists making is that they underestimate the power of a good recording. Like, if you hone your actual rapping skills and you hone your recording skills, you can really just focus on making minor tweaks in the mix, and because of that, it'll just sound so much cleaner. That being said though, let me actually teach you how to mix your vocals now. Now, as a quick reminder, this is what everything sounds like before.
Was it fate? Was it that?
And this is what everything sounds like afterwards.
Was it fate? Was it that?
Major difference. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, let's solo the So the first thing that I actually did was I made sure that the beat and the vocals were more or less around the same volume. So if I play it right now,
Was it fate? Was it that?
you can see that they were hitting more or less the same volume. Maybe the vocal was slightly over the beat, but that's actually a good thing. So it's like this.
Was it fate? Was it that?
And all I did was I used these like volume knobs here to adjust it beforehand. Obviously, like after I added all my effects and everything like that, I then readjusted these again because effects and plugins affect the signal quite a bit. But yeah, that's essentially what I did to balance the beat and the volume. And so now let's get on to removing background noise. So let me just solo these vocals real quick.
Was it fate? Was it that?
Okay, if I turn this Fruity Limiter off, you're gonna hear some background noise.
Was it fate? Was it that?
As you could hear there, like, let me play it again, there was some hiss right there.
Was it fate? Was it that?
But when I turned on the Fruity Limiter, what happened was that there was no more background noise.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby.
And so let me just tell you how that works. So inside the Fruity Limiter, right, we've got like some slight compression firstly, which then means that the actual vocals get put forward and the background noise gets kind of shunned out.
Was it fate? Was it that?
The second thing I did was I made sure I limited the transients, like the harsh S and T sounds, just so then the recording didn't sound too unclean. And there's this third thing called a noise gate, which really helps you as well. It really helps you remove all the background noise from your vocal. So basically what I did was I turned the gain all the way down, made the release at around 129 milliseconds, and then I turned the threshold a tiny bit up. And what that meant was that I was no longer picking up sound like this. Like let me just turn up the gain real quick, and you'll hear what I mean. Okay, so like this, right? This is background noise, right? And if I turn up the threshold, it's completely gone. Like, do you see how powerful this stuff is? Honestly, it's actually so good. Let me just turn this back down again for you. And let me turn back up the threshold again. But yeah, that's essentially what I did with the Fruity Limiter. A lot of people like to go here and then just go straight to the noise gate preset. I don't like to do that just because I like to actually understand what I'm doing, and I like to adjust all these knobs here, which is kind of cool, to be fair. And so yeah, that's basically the first thing that I did. And what that did was that enabled the vocal to have no background noise, and also it was kind of cleaned up, so it gave the rest of the vocal chain a strong foundation to work on. And so we come to the next problem, which was that there was some bad frequencies and there was some good frequencies, and I wanted to accentuate the good frequencies and really reduce the bad frequencies. So what I did was I added a Fruity Parametric EQ2, and I did this thing called a high pass filter, where I took out all the muddy frequencies at around here. And so what that meant was that my vocals were no longer picking up any of something that would sound like, I don't know, wait, let me just go onto the EQ of my actual preset and let me just show you real quick. So like, say for instance, this is like all the sound that you don't really want in your vocal, like you see this. So what you do is you kind of like just cut it out until it's pretty much all gone. And what that does is it makes sure that simplest way I could describe it is that it makes your vocals sound a lot less boomy, and your vocals fit on the beat pretty much like perfectly.
Was it fate? Was it that?
Let me just turn on and off the EQ so you can actually understand what it actually did for the vocal as well.
Was it fate? Was it that? Was it fate? Was it that?
as you can see, everything sounds a bit more crisp and clean. That's because I basically made these bands really narrow here. I scanned around for boxy frequencies that sounded a bit like this. Let me just do this real quick. So like it will sound like this, and then you just want to like remove it like that. Obviously don't do it like this much, but you get my point. So that's essentially what I did, and then afterwards I did this thing called a high shelf, which then just makes your vocal sound a lot more present. Let me just demonstrate on this. So this would be like a high shelf, and it just increases the presence of your vocal, and it makes you sound like a lot more, I don't know, it just gives this air to the vocal that's pretty cool. And so again, this is what the beat sounded, well, this is what the vocal sounded like before the EQ.
Was it fate? Was it that?
And this is after the EQ.
Was it fate? Was it that?
Okay, afterwards, I basically added 2 compressors, and the objective of compression is to basically just... Wait, that's a lot of compression, what the hell? But yeah, so the objective of compression is just to make the vocal sound a lot more present, a lot more punchy, and its objective is to make the vocal sound, I don't know, simplest way to say it is it just makes the vocal sound louder. Obviously, that's not the be-all or end-all explanation, but that's the simplest way I could say. It just makes the loudest parts of the vocal and the quietest parts of the vocal stick together, and it makes the waveform a lot more of a consistent volume instead. And so what I did was I set the threshold to around here on both compressors, and then after that what I did was I did an egregious amount of ratio. Honestly, don't do this. do like 4:1, but since I had rap vocals, I really wanted to really compress it. However, I don't know whether it's over compressed or not. If there's a mixing engineer watching this, please like shout me out in the comments and just say, hey, you put in too much. But yeah, so this is what it sounded like before the compression.
Was it fate? Was it that?
And this is what it sounded like after the compression.
Was it fate? Was it that?
It made a minute difference, but because these compressors are actually legacy emulations of like really professional compressors like the Teletronics and the LA2A, because I put it on vintage, it just gives it that warm quality to it, if that really makes sense. And so now let me just get on to one of the most important plugins out there, which is probably the Maximus. This is what gave my vocal, I don't know, the Maximus is basically this really complex plugin. It can limit, it can saturate, and it can compress pretty much all in one. A lot of big terms thrown around there, but essentially it just makes the vocal sound louder again. I know mixing engineers are going to be cringing at this terminology, but I'm really just trying to make it more understandable for my younger self. And so this is what the vocal sounded like basically before the Maximus.
Was it fate? Was it that?
And this is what it sounded like after the Maximus.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her.
So essentially what it did was it just like added some cool distortion to the vocal, and it made it stand out in and amongst the beat. Honestly, you can just copy all these settings. Like, I'll just give you a second to just copy it. 1, 2, 3, 4. But the main thing that I actually did here was I went onto the Soundgoodizer presets, I selected one of these, and then I turned down the LMH mix and I turned down the lows a little bit. And yeah, it just sounds really good, honestly. And with the beat also, it makes the vocals a lot thicker as well. And that's like one of my primary reasons for using Soundgoodizer presets, is just because, yeah, I don't know, it just makes it sound good. So this is what it sounds like on the beat before the Soundgoodizer presets on the Maximus.
Was it fate? Was it that?
Then this is what it sounds like afterwards.
Was it fate? Was it that?
As you can see there, that was like one of the main factors that got my vocals to stand out from the beat. And one mistake that I see people making is that they'll put the vocals way too loud or way too quiet, and you don't really want that. So yeah, just try and really balance it. And now you might notice that there was a lot of like high end harsh S sounds in the vocal. So what I did was I added this. I basically went onto the narrowband de-esser preset on here. I went to monitor and then I listened to it.
Was it fate? Was it that?
And then what I was able to find was that there was like some red around here,
Was it fate? Was it that?
which was really, really, really bugging me, and it just sounded really bad. So I pretty much like reduced the S sounds so then it wouldn't sound so harsh. Now, if you're wearing Beyerdynamic headphones like I am, for some reason oh no, I'm crackling again. Oh no, we're cracking up. No, no. But yeah, so nah, that's way too much delay. What am I saying? Okay, so yeah, if you're wearing Beyerdynamic headphones, like the S's will just pop through if you make the vocal super loud anyways, and it's just gonna cook your ears. I actually had to get new headphones because, well, firstly, I'm a DJ, and secondly, I don't want to wreck these headphones, and thirdly, the Sennheisers that I got, they didn't accentuate the higher frequencies so much, so even though I wouldn't be able to hear it, recording in it was a lot safer than recording in these headphones, because these headphones I feel were more designed for mixing. Because yeah, I've had these Beyerdynamics for a long time, and I'm not dissing it. Like, they have really good quality. It's just that they have this treble boost which just cooked my ears. And me being 15 on rage beats, on autotune Juice WRLD type beats, I'd be playing the vocals so loud, be playing the beats so loud, and yeah, I gave myself like ear fatigue and tinnitus and stuff like that. I've had it since then, so like never ever 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 play the beat too loud. Okay? Mark my words, otherwise your ears are gonna be cooked for the rest of eternity. Yeah, so that's basically what the de-esser was. So this is what the vocal sounds like before all the Maximuses.
Was it fate? Was it that?
And this is what it sounds like after all the Maximuses.
Was it fate? Was it that?
Okay, and so after that, what I did was I added a Fruity Flangus. Now, this basically just makes the vocal sound wider. So if I'm going to demonstrate on my vocal here, because I don't really want to mess with the mix too much, right? It will sound like this. So the vocal, it's a delay-based effect where it pretty much creates. Oh no, sorry, I almost just lost the headphone jack there. So it basically creates a copy of your vocal, and then it delays it slightly, and then it creates this doubling effect, which is quite nice. So these are my settings for the Fruity Flangus. I always tend to use the chorus, but I just decided to use this because it made my vocal sound a tiny bit wider, and I see Plackboy Max using the Fruity Flangus quite a bit as well. Now, I don't know why you'd use the Flangus over the normal flanger, but I haven't really done too much experimenting with it. All I know is that it has more or less the same effect as the normal flanger. So yeah, I just did this to add some stereo width to the vocal. Now, it wasn't really too much, but it was barely noticeable. But if you play it in a car or something like that, you're going to notice the difference. So this is what it sounds like before.
Was it fate? Was it that?
This is what it sounds like before, yeah. And then this is what it sounds like afterwards.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really want to know.
Yeah, so it just spread out the vocal a little bit. And last but not least, I actually missed out on the reverb just because... Wait, did I?
Was it fate? Was it that?
Yeah, I did miss out on the reverb. Yeah, so I heard from Jace, there's this rapper called Jace, really famous in the underground. He basically said he doesn't use reverb just because it ruins the mix. And in most cases, if you're trying to do rap, sometimes it actually does, unless if you're doing like old hip hop. It definitely does ruin the mix sometimes if you don't know how to use it properly. And for me personally, I find that I can use reverb, but I prefer not to because it messes with how present the vocal sounds. And so these are my delay settings. This is basically what delay does. This is before the delay,
Was it fate? Was it that?
and this is after the delay.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh, no.
Yeah, it just adds this like cool echo effect. And so I really want to just break down this plugin because it's super, super, super powerful. So let me just demonstrate on my actual vocals what it does. So let me just turn this all the way up to yo. So first thing that I did, actually no, this is gonna get super annoying, but basically what I did firstly was I adjusted the delay time to about here, and it just gave it that echo effect. I set it to ping pong. I kept the level more or less the same. And then what I did was I turned down the sample rate and the bits a little bit to give it that nice like 8-bit effect. And then I also added a high pass filter to all of the repeats in the delay. And it just made it sound a lot more like high pass E, like a lot more thin. So let me just fiddle around with the settings and you'll see what it does. Does. So that's the time. Okay. This is what it sounds like before the sample rate and the bits. This is after. Yeah, so it's actually quite nice. And so the next one I want to say is the tone wheel. The tone wheel basically makes it either sound more dull, or thinner. So those are like the main things you need to know about the delay. Super annoying if you're actually trying to speak to an audience like I am right now, but it sounds super cool on the vocals. So this is what it sounds like before again.
Was it fate? Was it
And
that?
this is after.
Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh.
It really helps that the beat is plug and B as well because it makes it sound more video game-y.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh, no. You better not break my heart. I don't really know where to start. Cambridge girl, she looks so smart. Was it fate? Was it that?
So now I want to just break down the doubles preset. It's basically the same. However, I increased the stereo width to 100% separated, so the vocals go like left and right like really hard, and the stereo shaper just allows a cool doubling effect. So this is basically before.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. Was it fate? Was it that?
Sorry, wait. Let me just solo these vocals.
Fate, that. Really wanna know. Waste my time.
Okay, so this is what it sounds like before basically all the effects that I added.
Fate, that.
Okay, and then I added a fruity flangus again, but I put it on 100% this time.
Fate, that.
And then after that, I added a fruity stereo shaper.
Fate, that.
And then I added delay.
Fate, that.
And then I 100% stereo separated it. And now it sounds pretty darn good.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time, and I don't wanna date her. Shh, no.
And so last but not least, on my X and O's preset, I made an ad-libs preset. So like when I said time, no. Wait, why do I sound schizophrenic there? When I said this, right?
That. No.
Right, literally all I did was I added some delay, turned the flangus all the way down, put slightly more compression, and then I used this telephone filter preset on the thing to make it sound more telephony. And so now you can make your vocals basically just sound like, what's it now? Wait.
That. Fate. That. You know, it could sound like this.
So yeah, honestly, that is how I mixed it at least. Yeah, that's honestly how I mixed it. And honestly, this is going to be like my 8th time trying to re-record this. Jesus Christ. Okay, so let me go over the mastering for you. So basically, right, this is what it sounds like before the mastering.
just called to say that I miss you.
Was it fate? Was it that?
And this is afterwards.
Was it fate? Was it that? Baby, I really wanna know. I don't wanna waste my time.
So I just want to break down everything that I did. Hopefully it hasn't frozen. Has it frozen? No, it hasn't frozen. Whew, okay, we're going good. So I did a few cleanup bits here and there. Then I added a mid-side EQ. And then I added a limiter on the compression. I don't think this actually does anything right now because I actually just added my mastering preset on there. But it's essentially meant to glue the vocals and the beat together. After that, I did a Fruity Parametric EQ2 again. Then I added the Maximus on some very advanced settings. If you want, you can copy all of these. I just pause the video and just copy all of these, and hopefully it will sound the same. Also, you can use these Clear Master presets around here as well. Those are super, super, super nice. I think this is the main thing that gave the mastering preset the oomph that it deserved. Please say you're still... Yes, we're still recording. Yes. Okay. And then after that also, I added some automation clips on the beat to just make it sound really underwatery too.
I just called to say that I miss you.
Was it fate?
Like, you see how cool that sounds, honestly. I'm just really trying to check. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's right now where I'm like checking the doors or some shit. But yeah, honestly, I'm just trying to check to see if the recording is freezing up again. But yeah, that's basically how to master it in a nutshell. Now, before this video finishes, I just want to talk about some mindset things that really kept me going as a music artist. The first one is being delusional. I feel that I already had this drive and this passion to make music that it meant that I basically haven't stopped for about 7 years because I've just been really delusional and I just kept on telling myself, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it. And because of that, I've managed to get quite a lot of traction on social media. I've built up a smallish fan base, and in January, I recently did a show in my city's most established venue. We sold at around 113 tickets, which is pretty good. Like, that's some pretty good money right there. And what I mean is that being delusional doesn't mean that you have to say, oh, well, I'm going to make it and then not do anything. The delusion that had made me so motivated was the delusion that inspired me and motivated me to go do the things necessary to make my music thing work. Adopting this mindset meant that nothing would convince me otherwise, and this was my goal. Like right now, I don't have a plan B, or if I was to have a plan B, it would just be the plan to get me back onto plan A again. And we all have this drive and this ambition, but if we don't know where to direct that energy, it's going to get super messy. We're going to have ups and downs and ups and downs, and we're going to feel really lost in life. And that's where I want to go to my second point, which is that I've recently learned how to organize my thoughts through using apps like Notion and buying mindset courses that have really allowed me to be able to schedule my music creation and content creation in such a way that I can balance it with my everyday life as well. Don't get me wrong, it's a really hard thing to do, but I feel like when you have the exact systems in place that allow you to be exactly certain on what you need to do for the next day, it just removes so much clutter in your brain, and you can really just get focusing on what truly matters, which is making music and getting the fan base that you really want to make. The third thing I want to say is that going on a dopamine detox really helped me as well. If you don't know already, a dopamine detox is basically just quitting social media. So I haven't taken a social media detox, like a proper one, but I chose to stop watching brain rot stuff like Instagram and TikTok because it basically was really sapping my energy, and I feel like getting rid of those things really gave my brain a lot more energy to do what I want to do. And so I can continue watching educational content like, say for instance, this type of content on YouTube, or ones on this platform called school.com. And honestly, you have like 100 brain points in a day, and the more I found that I could manage mine, the more brain power I would have to carry through to the following days of the week. And let me just say this one thing. You're probably more powerful than you think. You can do a lot of things that people around you probably can't do yet. The fact that you have this dream to get professional sounding music, get a good fan base, get big in music, pretty much means that you've already won. You just need to keep taking action. There's this quote from a YouTuber that I'm watching at the moment where they say, the universe has already granted you all of these things. It's just that time hasn't caught up yet. So if you keep grinding, keep working day in, day out, day after day on your craft, you're eventually going to make it. So if you like this video, there's a lot more of those to come. There's going to be another one that just pops up on screen right now. And if you want to watch more of my content, just click that. But anyways, I hope all the information that I said there made sense. And I hope you have a great day. Keep working hard, and I'll see you at the top. Goodbye. Yes, it didn't freeze up. Let's go.